Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this afternoon. Here's your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. President Biden's agenda appears on the brink. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's main focus right now is a bipartisan infrastructure deal. We may soon see lawmakers use the budget reconciliation process to pass the massive spending bill this week. This coming Friday, I will be announcing more winners of my $75 Amazon gift card giveaway. Please enter the giveaway by subscribing to my channel, commenting below, and also liking this video. Thank you so much, everyone. After months of wind-up, practice drills, and tight votes, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is on the cusp of his most serious high-wire act yet. The Democrat from New York returns to Washington on Monday with two goals this week: get consensus within his ranks on a $3.5 trillion budget and see once and for all whether the bipartisan group efforts to secure an infrastructure deal is real or not. Democratic rank and file have to make up their minds in a matter of days on the two proposals they don't have the details about yet. So far, we only know what members have said about the budget. For the bipartisan bill, the public has only seen a two-page framework that came out last month and has already changed. Chuck Schumer is expected to file a cloture Monday evening on a bipartisan piece of infrastructure legislation that doesn't even exist yet, that will set up a key test vote on the bipartisan deal this coming Wednesday. That timeline puts pressure on negotiators to finalize an agreement they don't have yet, which has angered Republicans who argue Chuck Schumer is trying to undermine their progress. Schumer is also calling for Senate Democrats be unified by Wednesday in their support for a budget resolution that would set the stage for later passage of Democrats' more sweeping infrastructure package. And Democrats have not all signed on. Democrats are facing a highly challenging time right now as they try to keep both efforts on track. Over the weekend, the bipartisan group tried to tie up their negotiations. Sources had told CNN News that the group met for hours, trying to break down this proposal into smaller chunks to close it out.
Madam President.
The Majority Leader.
Now, Madam President, for the past several months, both Democrats and Republicans have been hard at work putting together two major infrastructure bills to meet the challenges of the 21st century. We have proceeded along two tracks. The first track is a bipartisan infrastructure framework that has been agreed to by a group of Democrats and Republican senators and the White House. The second track is a budget resolution with reconciliation instructions that will allow the Senate to take up the American Jobs and Families Plan and make historic investments in jobs, family support policies, and initiatives to fight climate change. This week, the Senate aims to make even more progress on these tracks. Tonight, in a few minutes, I will file cloture on a shell bill which will act as a legislative vehicle for the bipartisan infrastructure framework. That vote on cloture will take place on Wednesday. Again, that vote on Wednesday will be a vote on cloture simply to the motion to proceed to a debate on a bipartisan infrastructure bill. I want to be clear about what these steps mean. There's been some confusion. What we're talking about this week is a vote on whether to proceed to debate on the bipartisan infrastructure framework. The motion to proceed on Wednesday is simply about getting the legislative process started here on the Senate floor. It is not a deadline to determine every final detail of the bill. All a yes vote on the motion to proceed simply means is that the Senate is ready to begin debating and amending a bipartisan infrastructure bill. No more, no less. It's important to remember that even after the Wednesday cloture vote, there are up to 30 hours of debate before we can adopt the motion to proceed and offer amendments. So let me be very clear about what I am committing to the Senate as Majority Leader. If the bipartisan group of senators reach a final agreement on legislative text by Thursday, I will make that agreement the pending substitute amendment for debate once the motion to proceed is adopted. If for some reason the group does not finalize the legislative text of the agreement in time for Thursday, then I will offer an amendment consisting only of the elements of the bill that have already been put through committee on a bipartisan process. This will allow the Senate to begin debate and amendments on the bipartisan base bill, which has 4 main components. The Environmental and Public Works Committee report of the water bill. This bill passed by a voice vote in committee and then 89-2 on the Senate floor.
Ultimately, though, there still isn't a resolution. The sticking point is what it has been for months. The question, how do you finance $579 billion in new spending over the next 5 years or more than $900 billion over the next 8 years? That question has become even more serious after the bipartisan group agreed to scrap one of their key pay-fors, which would have given the IRS billions to go after unpaid taxes. That financing option could have raised somewhere between $60 and $100 billion, depending on how it was structured. Republican Senator Rob Portman explained the issue over the IRS enforcement to CNN News. Portman said, "Well, one reason it's not part of the proposal is that we did have pushback. Another reason is that we found out that the Democrats were going to put a proposal into the reconciliation package, which was just not similar to the one we had, but with a lot more IRS enforcement. The bipartisan group of senators who secured a deal on an infrastructure framework with the White House last month worked over the weekend to translate it into legislation. But many sticking points remain. As a result, some Republicans are arguing it is too early to set a deadline now, given that it's still unclear if legislation will even be ready this week." When asked if he would vote yes on a procedural vote if the bill text was not ready, Senate Republican Mitt Romney, a member of the bipartisan talks, said it would be a dereliction of duty to advance a bill that had not been written. Mitt Romney also stated, "We are certainly not going to vote on a bill that has not been drafted yet." At the same time, to advance other significant elements of President Biden's infrastructure agenda, Senate Democrats must unite behind a budget deal in order to push ahead with a Democrats-only bill that includes priorities left out of the bipartisan deal. The bill they are eyeing would include everything from immigration to healthcare expansion to tax increases for Americans earning more than $400,000 a year. Democrats in the Budget Committee announced that they had struck an agreement on a $3.5 trillion budget resolution that would be a first step toward unlocking their ability to pass their own infrastructure bill later this year. There have been already some promising signs that lawmakers from different ends of the ideological spectrum will get behind the plan. Budget Committee Chair Senator Bernie Sanders endorsed a plan Tuesday night, calling it a big deal. When asked about the $3.5 trillion price tag, Senate Democrat John Tester said, "That's a big amount." He made it clear, however, he is not open to it depending on what's in it and how it's paid for. When asked if he was ruling it out, he told CNN News, "Absolutely not." So everyone, what are your thoughts on the $3.5 trillion price tag? Should the price tag be lower? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. That is the end of the video, everyone, for this afternoon. Thank you so much for being here today and watching my video. Remember that this coming Friday, I will be announcing more winners of my $75 Amazon gift card giveaway. You can enter the giveaway by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and also please remember to leave a comment below. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a very blessed Monday.